What's up guys, this is Sean and today we're going to check out Se.duduk in Kajang. Let's go! Hey guys, we are now next to the site to check out this brand new series that this developer has launched. It's called the Se.duduk series and it has taken the industry by storm. After I called my friends, hey, I want to know more about this. Apparently they have came out with that perfect solution, somewhat like a standardized residential tower design that the team has maximized in terms of efficiency and cost. That is around 400,000 to 500,000. Lately, it has received tremendous response from the public everywhere, from Penang, from Klang Valley, everywhere. We have seen several different names adopted within different townships. This one, it's a little bit different, but we will explain later. This will be the location of Se.duduk in Kajang. It's located right opposite Bandar Technology Kajang. It's connected by several main highways. One will be the Silk Highway. Then there will be Lekas Highway. Then you have the future EKVE Highway as well. Well, if you want to take to the train station, then it takes a drive away to reach the nearest KTM station or the MRT station. So there will be two ways into the site. One will be via Silk Highway coming in, directly going through Tropicana Heights Main Road. And this will be the site at the junction right in front of the traffic light. Another way will be via the back road going through the Bandar Technology Kajang. So for the access, the surrounding is a little bit old and you can really see the difference between brand new townships and not so new township lah. In total, it's around 6.9 acres. But let's go through the specifications a little bit. This will be the master plan of the entire Se.duduk development. In total, there will be 1220 residential units spread across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part of it will be the affordable homes. And then it also comes with a row of shop lots in front and there will be boutiques one in the front. So we are now in the stage of discussing this before the sales gallery and the show unit is even up. So currently there are some talks of a grocer and some F&B outlets taking up the entire row already, so that's pretty exciting. And there will be two main entrances. One just now as we stand here, right, there'll be one main road branching out from the traffic light into the commercial lots first. Then the second one will be the one passing by the roundabout going in this way. So this allows a clear distinction between the residential and the commercial, because if you were to do this in a format of mixed development, there will be an issue of common areas and who are supposed to maintain them. It will be very troublesome and it takes up a lot of resources to do so. So now I really like that this is actually facing the front where it leverages on the exposure of the busy road here, and the lake will be behind this location, so all residential towers will be facing the other side. This one then get a proper view of the landed properties surrounding it, and there will be some common car parks in the center. As we come back to side, this will be the main access into the residential towers, so there will be residential towers behind, and from the main road this will be the main access into the commercial lots right in front. Because as you can see, this road is pretty busy, so they can actually leverage on the frontage to actually build up some of the businesses here. However, something to point out will be the gradient of the road. So you can see trucks having a tough time just to go up, so sometimes there will be some acceleration noise that might be a concern. But residential towers are located behind and the commercial lots are located in the front portion of the land, so that's good. And then further down a little bit, then you will have access to all the old industrial lots. I guess that's why this road is busy. Behind the site, then you will have access to the very beautiful park, as that's part of the entire master plan design of Tropicana Heights. As this is designed away from their usual core philosophy, where basically they will always build everything from a township perspective. But this one is kind of a plug and play situation. So since there's this piece of land adjacent to an existing master plan, they will just adopt what they have learned so far via their Se.duduk series and plonk one here. And what you can see right now around the site, right, you can see all matured trees, existing infrastructure like walkways, landscape treatments, street lighting. Let's spy in a little bit. Works are ongoing already. That's so cool. So for residents, after you come in from the traffic light, going in, this will be the roundabout. And look at this amazing tree. And you also check out the landscape around the township, right? It's so good. So it's not the same as their usual landscape treatments, for example, like in Eco Majestic and Eco Ardens or whatever, right? They will have their own different flavor altogether, but I would say this is pretty good lah. Then for residents, after you turn back in, then there will be an access directly branch out here. So now we are in the back part of the land, and this will be all the towers of residents. Walking across the street, this is the lake, and these are the existing landed homes which are parts of Tropicana Heights, and you look into the design of the lake. Whew. Look into the slope, land profile, trees are all matured, walkways, they are broom finished, so wide. It was designed as a bicycle park, and this is actually maintained by MPKJ, if not mistaken. And just look at the lake, this is so nice. Within the park, besides amazing trees, you will have little pavilions, and you will have a futsal court, you will have a basketball court. Well, this was designed in conjunction to the high-end residences, but now when you are paying a fraction of that price, yet getting to enjoy all these things, right? Woo! And this will be the detailed drawing of the floor plate layout. There will be 8 units for block A and block B. So in total there will be 16 units sharing 4 lifts in the center. And for this one, the third block, there will be 8 units, 10 units here, another 8 units on this part. So these 3 blocks will be sharing also 4 lifts in the center. So in terms of density wise, this one will be high density per floor plate. But if you look into the respective floor plate altogether, it will be a double loaded corridor. And if you look into the position of the voids, it allows openings for every bedroom and bathroom within the unit itself, and it's only one layout type across all towers. It is 1,000 square feet, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. And when you come in, straight away you will have a kitchen at the side, a rather huge one connecting to the dining and the living space. Here then you will have the balcony at the end. Here you will have the principal bedroom with the ensuite bathroom. Here then you will have a bedroom 2 and a bedroom 3 sharing the common bathroom at the side. Pretty straightforward. Anyway, we are now in a previous edition of the Se.duduk series called Riang, and this is located in Eco Majestic. So the floor plan is almost similar, where the only difference is where they relocated this bathroom over to this side to be a common shared bathroom, instead of them having to travel through the dining just to access to the bathroom. By placing the bathroom here, it's way more private, but somewhat the dimensions and the grid lines are all similar, and that's the revolution here. So by standardizing the specifications of the unit layout, for example, the size, the number of rooms, the number of bathrooms, this allows a very good template to be used throughout. Imagine if they have this Se.duduk series implemented in all different townships of theirs, then this can form like the best practices for the team already, and all effort can be channeled just to come up with that perfect 1,000 square feet layout. But it's also an argument, as it's somewhat like that innovation that kills creativity, whatever it means, right? Like for architects, like, oh, all layout all look the same. What's the point then in living? Well, we are still talking about a product range that is around 400 to 500,000 that targets the mass market. So because of that, cost efficiency needs to be discussed. Time efficiency, resources are limited. So within that limited resources, how does the team come up with the best product? Now, when the tower, the residential tower is set to be a somewhat template, all the other resources, right, can be focused on the common areas, on how to improve experience, how to bring in retails, how to improve livability and things like that, instead of all designing their own floor plate. Turning out 3 years later, everybody looks almost similar because there's only so many ways to build efficiently. So after you come out from the door, which is around 900 mm, next to it you will be your foyer, internal foyer already, where you can put in your shoe cabinet here. You can somewhat add in a partition just to separate it from the L-shaped kitchen. That's also part of the improvement that the group has thought about, which is to integrate the yard space. This somewhat gives a better experience for the limited resources. So this length is 2.5 meters and this is 2 meters. And we haven't even included the space for fridge yet. So it's a very generous kitchen in relative to the size. Next to the basin area, then there will be a window connecting outwards, and this will be the location for your washer and dryer. In this layout itself, right, it will make more sense for this to have a breakfast counter, so to somewhat have a partition between the dining and the kitchen space. That's what's suggested within the floor layout itself, which I think will be good also. So from here over to the balcony is 7.5 meters, and here to here is around 2 meters. Here you can put in a nice 6-seater. Well, they kind of make this into a bakery counter where you can put in your oven, and this will be the first change of the toilet. So instead of putting the toilet here, right, so this will be the bathroom, first bathroom. You will have your basin and WC, full height wall tiles for the shower area and partial for the toilet area, right? Then this comes with a window on this side. Coming out from it, then you will have the living space here and 2 bedrooms on this side. Let's go check it out first. So coming into the first bedroom, the width is 2.8 and the length is 3.5. Within this layout itself, I like that every space will have access to ventilation, where you have windows to every space, including all bathrooms. Everything is naturally ventilated. And something different for Se.duduk here will be the different approach of product planning already, because they have always been adopting this approach of building everything within a township itself. But for Se.duduk then, it's one of their rare moves. It will be a very interesting debate between an affordable home provided by the government. On this hand, you will have like a 300,000 kind of thing provided by the government, because it's an affordable product. It was not built for profit's sake, it was just for compliance sake. So the entire approach to things will be different. But here then you will have products that is around 100,000 more, but you get the overall brand experience. Very exciting. Also of this budget, from 400,000, let's say you are a couple who are still figuring out right after marriage, but you don't have a kid yet, you can afford to have an extra bedroom as a hobby room or as a workspace, or a just in case in the future might have baby kind of thing. And this will be the difference in the layout, where on Se.duduk then this will be a shared bathroom here before going into separate rooms, where I like it better. Well, personal preference. I think the toilet attached to bedroom approach is more sensible. Coming into the second bedroom, the width is around 3 meters and the length is around 3.8 meters. Then here you can perfectly put in a queen size bed, study table. You can put in your wardrobe space here, and you can still have this humongous opening here. That is nice. Coming out from the room, the wall to wall width here it's around 3.5 meters, and the ceiling height provided will be around 2.75 meters. And this will be connected to a balcony. The size of the balcony is as wide as the living room, so that's very nice, and it's very spacious if you look like that. Of course, you add a ceiling like that. And we kind of spoke about this form of layout before. The separate room layout like this, where you don't have a foyer, it will somehow compromise privacy whenever there's guests around. For example, when we have guests around and you come in and out from your room, it will not be as private. But then by adding a bathroom here, then the level of privacy is increased for both bedrooms here. At the same time, they did not compromise any wastage of space at all. Wastage of space here then means usage of space for corridor. If you were to notice why this 1,000 square feet layout, right, looks so spacious, it's because there's no space wasted for corridor. No space are wasted for circulation purposes. Every square inch, square feet is all utilized. However, this is the only part where you still have direct access through the bedroom door, but this can be resolved via interior design shelf position like this. So you can create an internal foyer like this. When you open the door, this will then be your principal bedroom. So the wall-to-wall width here is 3.1 meters and the length is 4.8 meters, which is very spacious. Here then you can perfectly have a king-size bed, bedside tables, and you have direct access to the facade again. Right, on this wall, your wardrobe space, maybe here can be then your dressing table, and this will be the direct access into the principal bathroom. Pretty much it's all very complete. You will have your shower, you will have your tissue holder, your bidet, then you will have the full height wall tiles for your shower area. The normal area then will be only 5 feet. Ultimately, this is still a very cost-oriented project, yeah. So maybe one suggestion will be to get the tile code from the developer. Then maybe for those who can afford, they can make special requests to just fill the whole toilet up. Maybe just a suggestion. Anyway, the bathroom ceiling height will be at 2.5 meters to have some space for utilities above. And I guess that's all for the unit layout. Five to 7 minutes drive from site through the industrial area, right? We are now in Bandar Technology, and this is a very busy stretch where you have rows and rows of commercial shops. So here you have all the convenience stores like Family Mart, CU Mart, then Mr. DIY, then Chinese restaurant, Mama at the corners, fast food joints like Pizza Hut, Domino's, and you have tuition centers. So this shows the maturity of the community. You can see cars non-stop. There are so many people, so many pharmacies. Wow, I didn't expect this at all, and this is very close to site. And I guess that's all for this episode. It's now time for Sean's Take 3 on 3. And the first 3 things I like, number 1, will be the series of Duduk itself. So from a big picture point of view, I guess they kind of figured out what the market really want in terms of pricing, of course, but within that price, right, must it be a substandard thing? And this is where they crack the code. How do you then provide a good enough product within that restriction of price range in a sizable layout, yet with the exceptional brand experience? And I guess the entire journey of them discovering will be in a series where they have launched in Klang Valley a little bit, in Penang also, and it has received tremendous success. So I guess there will be a lot of value engineering in terms of the materials provided within the common areas. And most of the time people will only think that in terms of construction costs, development costs and land costs, right? Within this Duduk series, I like the approach of modular layout. So they have created somewhat this perfect, most efficient layout in 1,000 square feet. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom in a layout where they think at that moment of time is the most efficient one, most practical, and this can be the template moving forward. Within this approach, right, because land sizes are all different, land forms are different, density is different, but they can just play out using the same layout in different towers. They don't have to waste resources in redesigning the same layout again and again and again. Instead, more time can be used to design the entire buying experience, to increase the quality of the design of the common areas, also to minimize wastage and increase efficiency in construction. So with the same layout grid line, site workers will also be very familiar with the common areas that is not coordinated. Riyang was just an earlier version of it, and what we can see from Se.duduk, they think that the toilet position in the other side of things makes more sense, and immediately they do it. And now I think the latest version of the layout will be the most preferred one moving forward. Then within this example of Se.duduk in Kajang, a lot more time can be thought through in the practicality of the adaptation. For example, they separated out the residential tower and the commercial tower instead of jamming all of them together in a mixed development. Since this is a product range of 400,000, there's not enough resources to go through all those complications. Therefore, leveraging on their learning curve, they have decided to separate it out, yet enjoying the benefits of it. And that's the second thing that I like. So like now, if you look in Se.duduk, the front road is very busy, so they put out a commercial lot as a frontage, then they put the residential towers at the back facing the park. Because of their learning experiences, they felt that it would be better if there's 2 separate access, one directly into the residential, one directly into the commercial. And of course, they are still interconnected, but it's good to have 2 access separately. Then within the unit layout, they improve from the one that is the latest one by switching the toilet position extending the bedroom to a little bit within still the same grid line. All rooms have windows, all rooms are sizable, and all bedrooms will have laminated timber floorings, as they can crunch the numbers better and better. Better specifications can be achieved within the restricted budget. It's pretty amazing to see that a product of open market is very comparable to a product provided by the government. And that comes the third thing that I really like, which is the brand reputation and experience. So they have done this so many different times already, and they have always been very consistent in their design approach. Customers can pretty much expect that kind of experience within this product, although it's at the lower range. So not only you don't have the restriction or moratorium when you buy a government housing, right? You get the management support, you get the sales support. Personally, I really admire the innovative spirit within this property realm. Although their approach has always been to stick within their own township mega developments, right? When they finally cracked the code in coming out with this perfect series of Duduk, now they're even venturing into individual parcels of land already. So they are just constantly pushing the boundary of design, boundary of acceptance, right? Because this is a big dispute between killing creativity by consultants versus maximizing value for customers, because eventually every one of us will have 1 or 2 units in their lifetime only. What's wrong when you have duplication in unit layout, since it's the best one? However, that's also the very first thing that I don't like about the project. In order to achieve that price range that's within affordability, there's not many ways actually. So as we mentioned, right, it's either land cost, construction costs, or development costs. So they are now trying to maximize value from a construction cost point of view. So they strategically apply materials that is more suitable or more cost effective within certain areas. The specification might not be as great as a project that is around 800,000 range. Then from a development cost point of view, they maximize value of design by saving a lot of time, by standardizing the unit layouts. Then another way to do so is by increasing the number of units. So my concern here is that there will be a mismatch between the brand and the unit received. So sometimes people will forget that it's a 400,000 project, because this developer has always been doing beautiful landed homes. There might be a mismatch in expectation and deliverables. Then the second thing will be the micro site elements, which is the industrial lots right next to the project. Right across the traffic light, those are all factory lots already. Then you have a sewage treatment plant pretty close to the site as well, and the main road in front is actually pretty busy, and it's at the slope, so whenever cars accelerate or they rev, right, their engine to just climb up the hill, it will be noisy. And right in front of the site, there will be a brand new development that's upcoming as well. So it's good to also do your market research by looking at it. But what's good on the site location then, it's adjacent to Tropicana Heights that was meant to be a luxury segment product landed. And because of that, you will have this amazing park right behind. Right in front, you got a park. Right behind, you got a commercial lot. If that is not enough, you can always come to this technology park, and it's so convenient. Those are the things that you need to make sure when you pick units. Is it facing in the front, or you want to face the lake or whatever? Because when all unit layouts are the same size, the premium will be based on orientation and the floor level height. And that's also part of the last thing that I don't like, which is this brand new approach of having an entire apartment with one layout, one type of layout. Within the sub-sale wise, right, what will happen? Yeah, although premiums will be set on the orientation, will be set on the floor level, right? Of course, the higher, the more expensive. Then what about rental market? Like, how would it be priced then? Because all units now are the same. It's gonna really change the market's behavior a little bit. People might not get used to it. Like, every neighbors have the same unit layout. The only way to add personal touch to it will be via the ID approach. Deep down, I guess this suits the need of own stay a little bit more. So ultimately, a lot of Malaysians now can really afford to have a home within the open market segment instead of depending on the government to build the right ones. That's very exciting, and I can't wait to see the very first Duduk building to be handed over. Let me call the same group of people again. I think it's Huni, if not mistaken. I think so. So let me just call them and arrange, see whenever it's hand over there we can go and see the real thing. And what will be very interesting is to compare that against the latest Duduk series product and compare the range of improvement already. And I guess that's all for this episode. Shout out to the team for having me. Thank you very much for showing me this format of innovation. I really enjoy it and I really admire the spirit of constantly pushing boundaries. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao!